Yeah, welcome back. I'm glad to tell you that this is going to be the last question we'll be solving under functions, and I believe this should be able to cover everything that we might not have actually considered in the last videos that we did under the solution to past exam papers on functions. I also believe that with the knowledge you have in these three problems you have solved so far, you can solve any other question on functions. The scope of the function in IGCSE Maths cannot go beyond what we have done. So I'm going to be solving this with you today. And after that, in the next video, we shall be looking at another topic entirely from this. Remember that this video is proudly sponsored by Mother Consult. And please, after the video, after watching the video rather, you should help us subscribe to our channels and give a thumb up to the videos. And if you have any question whatsoever, you can drop it in the comment section. And as soon as I see your questions in the comment section, I'm going to respond accordingly. So let's look at this. This is paper 4 variant 2 October November 2020. I told you when we solved the first video that this 0580 is a code for mathematics extension, not code. There are two exams in maths as far as Cambridge IGCSE is concerned. The first one is a core, while the other one is the extended. So most schools in Nigeria do the extended, except for the pure British school, where there are some people struggling, and those are the people that go through the core part of this mathematics. But however the situation is, whether it is core or extended, you still have a function there, and it's the same technique that is used to solve problems involving functions. So let's quickly move to this question. We have f of x equals to x squared plus 1, g of x is 1 minus 2x, h of x is 1 over x, where x is equals to 0. Remember, the reason x is not equal to 0 is the fact that if x is equals to 0, this gives you what? An undefined fraction. And g of x is 5 raised to the power of x. So let's start. The first thing we want to look out for is f of 3. F of 3 means whenever you see x in f of x, you replace it with 3. So that will give you 3 squared plus 1. And 3 squared is 9 plus 1. And f of 3 is what? 10. 2. Gf of 3. Gf of 3 is still the same thing as g of, what is f of 3? 10. And from here, g of x is 1 minus 2x. That's 1 minus 2 multiplied by 10. And that gives you 1 minus 2 times 10 is 20. And 1 minus 20 is what? Minus 90. B. G inverse of x. Remember, I told you once upon a time that to get g inverse of x, you need g of x, which is 1 minus 2x. And making x the subject of formula gives you your inverse of a function. So let this minus 2x crosses here, and that'll give you 2x, will now give you 1 minus g of x. And I told you earlier on that this g of x, replace it with y, so that our 2x will give you 1 minus y, right? So that x will give you 1 minus y over 2. So for this reason, g inverse of x, which is replacing x, will give you 1 minus x, everything divided by what? 2. So that is the B aspect. Now let's look at the C aspect of this. And so if you find x when h of x equals to 2. And what is the h of x here? I hope I'm correct. Okay, what's the h of x here? So that's 1 over x will give you 2. When you cross multiply, 2 times x will give you 2x equals to 1. So that our x will give you what? 1 over 2. So let's look at the D part. Find g of x and hold that there. Express your answer in this form. So I'll need more space to doing that. So I'd like you to just in the next 3 seconds go over this again. I believe it is clear before I move straight to the D aspect. So I think if this is clear, let's go to what is called the D aspect. And the D aspect is we have g of x multiplied by another g of x. That's g of x squared minus g of x, just like the one we did in the last question. So g of x is 1 minus 2x multiplied by another g of x is 1 minus 2x. Then minus, what is g of x? That is wherever I see x in g of x, you introduce the g of x. So 1 minus 2 multiplied by g of x. So this 1 times 1 is 1 minus 4x. Are we there? Then plus what? 4x squared minus, then you put in bracket 1 minus 2 multiplied by what? 1 minus 2x. Because that's the g of x. So 1 minus 4x plus 4x squared. Then minus, you put in bracket 1 minus 2 times 1, it give you minus 2. Minus times minus will give you plus 4x. So what do we have? 1 minus 4x plus 4x squared minus 1. Minus times minus will give you plus 2. Minus times plus will give you what? Minus 4x. So 1 minus 1 here gives you 0. So at the end of the day, you have 4x squared minus 4x will give you minus 8x plus 2. So this is g of x, and the other one. So this, you now compare this to what? Ax squared plus bx plus c. That means our a is 4, our b is minus 8, while our c is what? 2. So let's go to E. The E aspects, let's look at it. E, find h of x. That means whenever you see x in h of x, you put h of x. So that will give you 1 over, since it's 1 over x, so here it give you 1 over what? H of x. That will give you 1 divided by, what is h of x? 1 over x. And that will give you 1 times what? X over 1. So your final answer gives you what? X over 1, which is what? X. So let's go to F now. J of 5. So let's look at F, which is J of 5. Then G and H as a matter of fact. So F, J of 5. To get J of 5, what is J of x? 5 raised to the power of x. So here it's going to give you 5 raised to the power of 5. 525, 125, 625. And that's 625 times 5. So you can use your calculator and get your answer to this, right? Then let's go to G. G is J inverse of x is 2. So if J of x will give you 5 raised to the power of x. Now, the next thing we want to do is to make x the subject of the formula, just like we did in the last example. You make this to be y, we give you 5 raised to the power of x. So introduce log to both sides. So log y will give you log 5 raised to the power of x, right? So our log y will give you x log 5 from the law of logarithm, so that our x will give you log y over log 5. And I told you that this automatically becomes what? F inverse of x. But since we are dealing with j, that gives you j inverse of x will give you what? Log x over log 5. And they said j inverse of x equals to 2, so that our log x will give you 2 log 5, right? Then log x is still the same thing as from the law of logarithm, 5 raised to the power of 2. So log cancel log, and x will give you 5 square, and the value of 5 square is what? 25. So you can now see that we've been able to solve from A all through to G. Now let's go to the last aspect, which is H. Then from there, we'll be able to give our final verdicts on what this is talking about. So let's go. In J now, or sorry, H rather, we have J of x will give you what? Hg of minus 12. Now the first thing is, let's go to G of minus 12. That means in G of x, wherever you see x, you are going to substitute the value of minus 12. And that'll give you 1. Minus times minus is plus 24. So G of minus 12 is what? 25. So Hg of minus 12 is still the same thing as H of 25. And what is H of x? That is what? 1 over 25. So what it simply means is that, what is G of x? G of x will now give you 5 raised to the power of x. Will give you 1 over 25. 5 raised to the power of x will give you 1 over, what is 25? 5 times 5, which is 5 in 2 places. And 5 raised to the power of x is, remember, 1 over any number is that number raised to the power of negative power. The same base cancels out, so your value of x is what? -2. So gentlemen and ladies, you can now see how to solve problems on functions. So we've considered 3 different years in your Cambridge IGCSE exam, and we're able to look at the different ways by which questions are being asked. And I want to believe that they can't go beyond all we have solved. If you can understand the concept from the introductory video or through the series of questions you have solved, I believe you shouldn't have any problem involving function. So as far as function is concerned, I want to categorically and gladly say we have come to the end of the function. If you have any further question on function, please kindly throw it in the comment section, and as soon as I see that, I'm going to respond almost immediately. If possible, I will do videos on your question, just like I am responding to some people's question by doing videos on this function. You are a very important personality to me, and it's going to be a joy if everyone can write these exams and pass at one sitting. So see you in the next video, where I shall be doing a video on another topic. Remember, this is all about the demand. When the demand comes, I'm left with no other choice than creating a video that is going to help fix the solution. And my mission in doing this is to be able to put a smile on your face and everyone faces, as the case might be. So till I come your way again in the next video, do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel and give us a thumb up till I come your way again in the next video. But for now, I want you to solve as many problems as possible. We still have a lot of years on these functions. Download Cambridge IGCSE past exam papers online. Start solving problems on functions. And by the time we get to the next topic, you can do the same thing over and over again. Remember, practice makes perfection. So practice everything you've done. And I believe in no distance time, you are going to perfect all this. Thank you very much for your time. Till I come your way again in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.